Hey guys, welcome back to Styles of Co. Hope you guys are doing well. If you're new to my channel, you're most welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. In this video, we're going to be doing another pharmacy school edition. And guess who we have here?
Hello everybody, my name is Cheeto. You can follow me on Instagram at CheetoLicious32. I also have a photography page, Dozy Productions, and also cooking channel on YouTube called Cooking with Cheats.
Hey, check that out, guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, today we're going to be talking about our P2 experience. So if you're interested, please keep on watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already.
And don't forget to ring that bell.
Hey. Alright, so let's get into it. So Cheeto, let's start with you. Can you tell us what your P2 year was like?
P2 for me was the hardest semester. At least P2 fall was the hardest semester of pharmacy school for me. Partly being the classes we were taking, there was like literally no time. Also, professors weren't teaching things well, so that also kind of played into it as well. But yeah, it's one of my, I think that's my roughest semester. P2 spring wasn't as bad, but it was still rough. You know, left a bad taste in my mouth still to this day, and that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, P2 was really hard for me. It was really hard because that's when you actually get into those didactics.
Yes.
And I have to agree with you. The professors, I feel like, some professors could have done a little bit better, you know. So speaking about what they could have done better, what do you think they did that made you struggle a little bit more?
So for one of our courses, it's called CRD. It's Clinical Research and Design. That's a hard concept to grab in and of itself by itself, and it was kind of like one of those classes you kind of just had to like teach yourself in a sense. And it's already a hard concept to grab by itself, and then you have to teach yourself on top of that. Actually, I remember me and my study group, we had to get, he was a fourth year student at the time. We had to get him to come help us and teach us some things, and some of the things he taught us really helped in understanding like the concepts of that class. And yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, CRD is pretty much a research class, kind of like with the COVID vaccine going on. They can make you go in there and look at the clinical trials and kind of teach you how to interpret the trials and like the study design, how to design the study, how the amount of people that came in there, like they'll break it down, like all the details you need to know about looking at any research protocol, whether it's for a drug or just for a disease state, how that disease state should be treated. They will teach you all those things, I think, in CRD. Mm-hmm. And I agree with Cheeto. It was the toughest class, and you were lucky to have, you know, your upperclassmates that could help you. Because most of us, we had to just go on Google, go on YouTube, just kept watching videos until we found the ones that, you know, hit the spot. So that's what we did. And to me, my hardest class in P2 was PK. It made it hard because, like we talked about earlier, the professors could have done a little bit better. For me, PK was just one of the classes that we had like 3 different teachers that would teach it. But like there's this one professor that is math. So it's just pharmacokinetics. It's kind of like how do you dose vancomycin, aminoglycosides, and all these big medications in patient settings. So when you want to dose this medication, you need a teacher that can really teach you these things, not a teacher that will actually write it down and just present it like it's English or, you know, any abstract material. So that's how our professors would present math problems. So you don't get to catch them as they're solving to even really ask questions because everything's already there, and sometimes they may skip steps, and then when you go back and you're trying to figure it out, you can't get where they got to. So that was like the hardest class for me, and that's what made my P2 experience really hard.
To piggyback off your point, for me, when you're teaching math, it's very advantageous to teach it step by step by step so people can follow you along. And then after you teach it step by step, then if you want to introduce little shortcuts here and there, then you go back and do that. But if you're learning something for the first time math-wise, it's always helpful if you learn everything step by step by step. And that's not what we got. So that's also part of the reason things were a little scatterbrained. But we made it through. That's all that matters.
Yeah, you can definitely do it. You just have to rely on like the internet and other students to help you, and don't be shy if you do need help, because the one thing I've learned in pharmacy school is no matter how hard it is, you can get through this. But guess what? You need to tag your team when you need help. If not, like, you may get put out, not because you don't know your stuff, but because you're not able to reach out to people that can help you. And if your school does have an open door policy, I feel like that's how you can overcome these situations. Because this professor that we're talking about, she had a phone number. She would give you her phone number at the beginning of the semester. Guess what? I am blowing this lady's phone while she's in the bathroom, like she's in the shower. I'm calling her. I'm talking to her husband, like, yeah, can you please let her know I need her to walk me through some things, because she's not going to be sleeping and enjoying her family while I'm sitting here. I have my family, but no matter how much time I allocate to study, I can't spend time with my family because I'm still missing things. And mind you, on the exam, it's very time sensitive. So if you don't know your stuff within a certain amount of time, you might as well just say you don't know what.
Yeah. I also recommend, I cannot stress this enough, I recommend getting into some type of study group so that you guys study throughout all pharmacy school, because having a study group, because there might be one person who knows it and then one person knows something else, and you guys can come together and get through it together. It's great to have a support system. Also, too, you can talk to them about your problems. It goes beyond even pharmacy school. Just having a support group within pharmacy school is very helpful.
I agree, 100%. Like, my Ghana babes, they're now my African babes. We call each other like African babes because we pretty much help each other with everything, not just school related. But one thing I noticed that was really hard my P2 year was time management became really crucial. So it wasn't just about like being able to go through all the materials, like being able to go through all the material in a very time sensitive manner. Like, if it's a 1 credit class, you don't want to take 5 hours on a 1 credit class. You want to be able to like really, really allocate time, for the classes as the credit hours allow. Like if it's a 4 credit class, you want to put more time in that 4 credit class, because that's how serious it is if you don't pass that 4 credit class, And another thing was therapeutic. I feel like therapeutic became more intense. It started to pick up because in my school you start therapeutic, which is where they teach you about disease states and like how to manage them. They start you off at a really young age in pharmacy, which is amazing. So you build those skills by the time it becomes crucial, like in P2. So you have like a couple of classes in P1, right?
Yeah, towards the spring of P1 year, yeah. And then it's kind of like a little introductory. It's not too hard, but they just give me a little taste of it. But then once you hit P2 fall, that's when you're diving into it at first. So yeah, that thing has become a little bit more intense on that end. Also, too, not everybody's going to do this, but if you start, let's say you wanted to join organizations and stuff, now your time is being pulled into that as well. So that's what you're talking about. Time management becomes really crucial because, going to organizations is very helpful because that's how you network and that's how you meet people who are possibly going to help you in the future to get jobs and get residencies and fellowship and all the other stuff. So you definitely want to do that, but you got to be mindful because you don't want to put too much time into organizations and not enough time to your schoolwork because then now you're failing classes. So the time management is becoming very crucial.
Yeah, and in our school, you need to meet hours. They have hours allocated that you have to be able to make hours for, like, say, advocate, where we pretty much work with people from poor socioeconomic classes and help them out. Whether it's like in my organization, we work with children that are from very poor backgrounds. Yeah, so pretty much that was something that you have to put hours every week to do that, and then like we would do that and do our rotations. So they just changed it in our school now. Rotations are in the summer, but our rotation when I was a P2, we did rotations during the semester. So like I would leave school and I have to go straight to my rotation site, and I have to get those hours, and then like if we have to meet up at Advocating, which we have to take off our again, our kids from our site, I would leave there and then go to our site, like once probably once a month or once a week or whatever the schedule is, but you must have those hours because you need them hours to graduate. So you need to do them by the semester. You have a certain amount that you guys will organize per semester. So that was so hectic. But then our school made us understand that is because it makes employers will look at you good, that you can balance all these things and yet still get a good grade. So that's why they kept it in the program. So I actually loved it.
And also on top of that, we also have these other hours called co-curricular hours, where you have to, I believe it was like 3 a semester, where you have to attend events to where like different organizations will bring speakers in, and they will speak on like different things. Like, I remember like one year we had like the FDA come in and talk to us about what are pharmacy opportunities in the FDA. We had people from industries come in, talk to us about things of that nature. I think we even had a medical cannabis dude come in, talk to us about medical cannabis. I believe he was in Pennsylvania, I want to say. I mean, you don't have to go to them, but, you know, if you find ones that you have, that you like, you know, you can add those to your hours and while you're getting something from it as well. But it's just another little thing that you have to do. You know, there's only 24 hours in a day, and, you know, a third of that is already supposed to go towards sleeping. So, you know.
Yeah, it's up to you how you make it work, but guess what? You need that sleep.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna round this video by saying that yeah, P2 was really tough, but it has a good balance. The fall is tough, but the spring is easy. Like you get the better grades in the not easy now. You gotta work for the good grades. I'm just telling you. But compared to like the fall, the spring you don't have to do those really tough courses, so it kind of has a good balance.
Yeah.
And just because we're saying that it's hard doesn't mean that we had a hard experience. Doesn't mean that you're gonna have a tough experience. So you can definitely do better than how we did.
And also keep in mind, every school is different. You know, they do things a certain way at our school. They might not do it at whatever pharmacy school you end up taking. But I think the overall point is, you know, everything is going to be, there's going to be hard times, there's going to be good times. You know, you just got to find a way, make sure you have a good support system, make it through, and you will thrive.
Yeah, so guys, we have come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, do give us a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
do give us thumbs up for this video. Yeah, we appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you guys.
Deuces.
Bye.